Take a look at this. Please like, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share this video to all of your friends. Now, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so welcome to today's video, okay, and today we will deal with the tower summoner. So I have promised you guys that after we have created this tower shop, I will take a look, or I will deal with this tower summoner you can see in almost every famous tower defense game, such as All-Star Tower Defense. So I've just forgot the name, guys, I'm sorry for that. But yeah, so we will make a tower summoner in this video. So I will probably make some kind of door, maybe inside of this cave, or maybe outside. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, some kind of door which opens once you hit summon, and then there's an animation playing which opens those doors, and a character or a tower just popping out. And that's the plan for today. So yeah, let's get right into this. So just to quickly revise what we have done in the last episode, I have finished this tower shop, I think. Okay, wait, what is going on? Alright guys, wait. Shop tower inventory, alright. Inf, does this button even work? Yeah, so it is supposed to work. Script parent tower shop. Well, no. Well, this button isn't working. So let's just quickly finish that button, because I did not even script it or anything, and I have no, or my tower inventory is totally empty for whatever reason. So let's just quickly script this inventory button. So it's actually going to be pretty quick. Alright, so we first of all need to refer to this inventory button right here. We do that by, script parent and then inventory. Script parent inventory, no, not ignore whatever, inventory, and then mouse button one click. So this is an event. Once the mouse button has been clicked, okay, so once that happens, we want to play or run a function, okay, and this function is going to check if this frame is visible. If that's the case, then it will turn it invisible, and if it is invisible, then it will turn visible, okay? So that's the plan, guys. So therefore we first of all need to refer to that frame in order to gain access to that visible property down here. So we do that again by script parent. So script parent gives us access to this GUI and to its children or to its components. So I really like to call them components, because I think that children is kind of misleading to beginners, you know. Okay, script parent inventory frame, no, tower inventory, yeah, so that's the inventory frame, obviously visible, because I've just said earlier we want to check for the visibility. So if it is visible, then we want to turn this invisible, so false. Alright, and else, so I could have written script parent tower inventory visible false, which is the same as else, because this visible property only has two options, so it can either be true or false, okay? So there is no need to consume any more time in typing script parent visible equals false. Okay, so let's turn this to true, and that's it. I think I forgot to, well, works totally fine. Okay, now let's see if the tower, so just to revise it again, so we have scripted this tower shop now. I'm buying so many gear 4s, as you can see, and as you see, bought 6 gear 4s. All right, And if you hit edit, you can assign it to one of those towers. Let me assign it to tower 2, and then we receive a Naruto, which used to be at our second tower spot down there. All right. So that's it. You can now turn this to invisible. Now let's move on with the tower summoner. Okay, so let me, well, I think that I'm gonna make it outside of, yeah, the cave. And I think I'm gonna make some kind of steps and then the door. And you're of course unable to get near to the door for whatever reason, so there's actually no reason behind of that. So I'm just gonna build this thing now, and yeah, I'm gonna speed it up as well. So see you in, yeah, some minutes, I guess. Okay, so that's actually it. I think that I'm not going to build any more thing to this. or anything more to this. I'm sorry. And yeah, so if you want to make this look better or anything, then feel free to do it. But well, I just want to show you guys the scripting behind of it rather than, yeah, just making it fancy or so. So if you want to make it look beautiful, if you want to make it fancy, more colorful, whatsoever, so there were some people who have criticized the lobby, and I have to admit the lobby is pretty simple, but I just want to show you guys the scripting. And well, the focus is not on building great stuff, but it is on scripting. So, you know, so building is something like anyone can do, I think, and scripting is something that, well, only a certain amount of people can do, or only, yeah, certain people can do, people who have dealt with scripting, etc. And building is just like, well, you can like always see what someone does. So you can, I don't know, if someone uses scaling or rotating up here, then you know that, yeah, dragging one point of this scales it to this side or to this one, okay? But in scripting, well, you can of course see what someone is typing and maybe copy the same thing. But if you want to do your own stuff, your own ideas, then you will need to learn scripting by yourself, okay? So you cannot make any guesses or something, which is possible when, yeah, building. So I can obviously see when someone scales that he's only dragging one of those points, and I can do it myself, okay? So I do not need to learn much about building in order to do that, but scripting is a different topic, I think. So if you want to make something look better or anything, then feel free to do it, as long as you do the necessary stuff I mentioned in my videos, okay? Alright, so this is our tower summoner right here. So my idea was that once the people approach the summoner, well, similar to this tower shop, a GUI appears which allows you to summon. And I think that I'm gonna make it exactly the same as an all-star tower defense. So you will have gems which allow you to spin for your towers. So there are going to be single summons and multi-summons. Yeah. And of course, after this whole tower summoner topic, we will take a look at how to sell gems through, yeah, game passes, developer products, whatsoever. Yeah. Okay, so let's go into this shop GUI right here, even when shop is a misleading name at this point. But let's just, yeah, open it, and then let's clone this tower shop frame, and let's call this one tower summoner. And where is it? Yeah. Okay. So let's remove this local script, let's remove this scrolling frame. And let's keep this cache value at this point, because we will change it to gem, or to gems. Okay, now let's go into the server script right here, because we want to add a new value. Wait, let's go inside of this tower script. I think this one's better. And yeah, so let's add a new value called gem, or gems, local g instance.new. So what we are basically doing right here, so if you haven't watched the video in which we have created the status store, then I highly recommend you to watch it. It must be one of the earlier episodes, maybe episode 1, 2, I think it must be 2 or 3. But yeah, so we are basically creating a new instance, which is going to be an integer value inside of our player. And this, let me change the value to 10, so we are not going to make, well, we are, oh, wait, I need to think about it. So I do not plan on making, like, well, taking 50 gems to summon or anything, so I think that I'm gonna keep it at 5 for a single and 10 for a multi. so not those high numbers. But so we are basically creating a new integer value inside of our player, and this value is automatically going to be saved up here, so we do not have to add anything new. And that's pretty cool, I think. Yeah. Alright, now let's get back to this cache text label. Let's call this one gems. Let's of course change the color to... No, that's the thing. Yeah, so let's make it teal. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. Well, it looks pretty nice, I think. Well, let's keep it as it is right now. Let's put this one to 10. All right, and this is going to update every time the gems value change inside of the player. Now let's add a new local script. This one is of course going to handle everything within this frame. So what do we need? We will need a let's use a casual frame for this one, and this will display the available units. Okay, this units display. Right, so this one will contain all of those units inside of a viewport frame. And yeah. Alright, so the thing is now, how are we going to do all of these things? Yeah, so we first of all should create the code which updates the amount of, no, not the amount of, but the units every hour or something. So it's actually up to you. I think I'm gonna make them update every hour. So let's first of all do that, because that's quite interesting, I think. Where is it? Yeah, towers. Well, the thing is, we actually need more towers to do this, okay? That's a... well... That's actually a problem. That's... yeah. That's a huge problem, really. But never mind. Let's just try it, okay? So add a UI grid layout. And look, guys, I've just learned about this one, well, around yesterday or something, and just take a look at what this little thing can do, really. Guys, it creates this grid layout, okay? So the thing I have spent a lot of time, yeah, and I didn't knew about this instance, okay? And it would have saved a lot amount of time if I would have known about it, you know? And well, there's nothing to do about it, guys, but well, let me just adjust it a little. So okay, that's too much. That's all right. That's all right. Okay, so that's going to be our layout right here. All right. Okay. Price list. Okay, so this is actually very cool. So we will need this module script right here. And this one will, so this one will contain the rarities of our towers. So let's create a new table and let's call this one rarity list. And let's add our towers inside, which we already have. So if you want to add new towers to your tower summoner, make sure to update this module script right here. Well, regarding this rarity list, but also regarding the rest right here, okay? So do not wonder that, well, you have no tower shop price for your custom tower or anything if you have not dealt with this module script, okay? So that's pretty important, guys. So we need to add 3 entries right here. So gear 4 is obviously going to be, well, the most rare tower, I'd say. So let's keep this at 5. So 5% rarity. I mean, a 5% chance to pull this one in a summon. Now the next tower, our Naruto tower, let's put this one to 20. And now the Zoro Past, yes. So do not wonder that these do not make up 100 in a summary, because that's not even needed in this case. Let's put this one at, well, not 50-50 is actually too much. I think that we should put this one at 20 and this one at 10. And at this point, you guys can see that we need a lot of more towers, guys. Really. So I think that after this tutorial, I'm gonna, well, make more towers, I think, okay? So there are still a lot of things I would like to show you, but we'll do that. We'll do everything, guys. Do not worry. Okay, so we have just done this, yeah, rarity list right here. So what we want to do now is we want to add a spawn function. So what this one does is it runs the code inside apart from the rest. So if you would have put a wait inside of here, it would not interrupt any of the rest of this code, okay? So that's a good thing. We want to make use of that because we want this thing to update every hour. Okay. So what can we do? So let's create a new table called pick T. Pick T stands for tower. And this table will contain those towers which have been picked or summoned. Now, well, let me put this inside of here. Let's see how many frames can fit into this frame. Okay, 8 frames which fit inside of here, so we will have room for 8 towers which can be summoned. But because of this lack of towers, we can only, yeah, summon 3 towers. So for I 1, 2, 8. Good. So we are creating a for I loop, which will loop 8 times. And why 8? Because we've just found out that only 8 frames can fit inside of that frame. And let's define another variable which will refer to this tower frame right here. So tower F stands for tower frame. Game get service, because we want to refer to this replicated storage right here. And then wait for child towers. Okay. Now we want to do the following. So we first of all want to check if a tower exists at a given index. So if you do not know what I'm talking about, so if we would say that I is 1, okay, so we are at our first loop, so this thing loops 8 times in total, and we are currently at our first loop, okay, then our index is 1, and it is being set into this, okay, in this construct right here. What this does is it refers to the first entry, or to the not entry, to the first component, or to the first child of this tower folder, which is our gear 4. Now it loops another time. I is 2, so we have a 2 inside of here. Then it refers to our Naruto. Then it loops again. Our I becomes 3, and we have a 3 inside of here. Then it refers to our Zoro. And now, because of our lack of towers, this one increases to 4, and now it cannot refer to a 4th child right here, and that will cause an error, guys, and therefore we have to check if a tower exists at the given index, okay? Otherwise we would run into an error. So we would not have this problem if we would have 8 towers, but we do not have 8 towers, and I do not want to make repeated towers, you know. Okay, so if the child exists, then we want to put it inside of this table. So pick T, then those brackets, and then to so the index, okay, and the index, well, we can either set it to I, or we can do this, okay? And what this one does is it sets it to, well, the last entry of this table, I would say. So if this table would have entries like 1, 2, 3, wait, 1, 2, 3 might be misleading, so I'd say 1, 3, 2, then the outcome of this would be 4, because it first of all gets the table's length, means the amount of entries, which is 3 in total, plus 1 is 4, okay? And that's what this does, okay? So basically, it would have 4 inside currently, but we will have this empty at first, therefore this would be at 1, because there are no entries inside, therefore the length is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. And yeah, and if we would set it to I, it would be 1, and then the next loop it would be 2, and so on. Well, in this case I would work as well, but I'm gonna stick to this because I like this one more and I use it more often. So alright, pick T. So we want to add the tower inside. So let's say tower F I name. Okay, so this one just fills up this table, which contains the values afterwards, but well, this is not randomized, you know. But let's first of all see if this works, and if it works, then I'm gonna make it randomized. Okay, one is not a valid member of. There we go. Oh, it is because we need to do this, and I've totally forgot about that. So we need to do get children, to actually get the children, and then have access to one of these. So that's what I've just forgot. As you can see, it fills up the table right here, but it is not randomized. Where is it? Where is the script? Come on. There we go. So this one needs to be randomized. Okay. So in order to do that, we can just say map random 1 to power f get children, and that's actually it. So instead of putting this I as an index, we are creating our own index, which is a random number. Therefore, it is randomized. So a random number between 1 and the amount of towers inside. So 3 in this case, okay? So we'd pick a random number between 1 and 3. And yeah, therefore, we just pick that. But the problem is that it is not, well, it is randomized, but let me just show the problem, okay? So it is possible that there are two same towers, as you can see right here. So we have 0 plus TS 2 times, and that's a problem. So we do not want to have that. Okay, so what can we do against it? It's actually pretty easy, I think. So let's add a new function. Those. And this one returns something, okay? So it returns the tower. If choose tower F. Okay, so there's this table find. So pick T, and then the value, which is our choose our F. Wait, let me just create a new variable for that, otherwise it would just create completely new towers right here. So if our chosen team was already or is already inside of our table, no, oh wait, if it is not inside of our table, then we of course want to add it. I think if we actually need to make this recursive, means it runs the own function multiple times till it gets to a certain point where it just stops, okay? Well, we really need to make this recursive, okay? Okay, then let's cut this with these things. Okay, so pick T. Okay, pick T needs to be. I'm sorry if this is, well, not so understandable currently, but I'm gonna explain it later on. Okay, let's see if this has worked. It still picks the same. Yeah, because did not do this. Please not. Alright. Let's see if it's... So let's test this out multiple times. Maybe we were just lucky at this point. Okay. Perfect, guys. Okay, it does work. Perfect. Okay, so this is recursive, as I've just said. Maybe I can demonstrate to you what recursive means by doing this. Okay, so as you can see, it has been printed out 4 times. Although the function has only been called 1 time down here. Okay, but it has been run 4 times. So how is that possible? So we have run this function. We have given those 2 arguments. And now, up and down here, we are choosing a tower, okay? A random tower. So I've already explained this one. And now we are checking, so we are using this table function right here. So I'm gonna call it function at this point. So the first argument is the table we want to look into and the thing we are looking for. So we are basically checking if this is inside of our table, okay, and this is the name of the tower. So if there is any name of our tower inside of this table, because if it is there, then we need to roll for a new tower, okay? So we do not want to have 2 towers inside of one summon. Two identical towers inside of the same summon. So we do not want to have that, and therefore we need to check for it. So if it is not inside of that table, means it is not inside of that summon. Then we want to add it inside of this table, means we add it inside of the summon. But if it is inside of the table, we just call this function another time, because when that happens, we are basically getting a new random tower which we can use and yeah, pass those checks, etc., and do the same again till we get a tower which is not inside of that table and which we can add inside of our summon. So that's basically what happens down here. And that's how we fill this table, okay? Now we need to bring this table to our player by doing this fire client. Fire all clients. Right, I have to check if this has been spelled correctly, probably not. Yeah, fire all clients. And this basically just fire clients to every player. And what are we going to pass through this fire client? So of course our table. And this is going to be the summon table. All right. So one other thing we gotta do is we need to add a folder called summon, and we need to add those towers we have added inside of the table, so we need to add them inside of our folder right here as well. So we can basically say x instance.new and then an integer value, and We of course want to put it inside of our summon folder right here, so script summon. And then the name is of course our tower's name, so chosen T. And the value, so now that's actually interesting. Let's make the value be the rarity. Okay, and how do we do that? Well, to do that, we need to make some scripting again. So let's create a new variable which is at 0 by default. Let's call it rarity. And where is it? So remember this table right here. We will loop through it, okay? So IV in pairs, price list, rarity list. So we are looping through that table, and I, so remember I and E. I is this, and this is V. And now we are checking if I equals our tower's name, because that's the information we want to gather, okay? So we only want to have the rarity of our tower we are currently dealing with, okay? And if that's the case, then we want to get its rarity. So rarity equals V, and X value is our rarity. Okay, and that's how we fill in those values. All right. And now, before we proceed, we need to clear this folder every time. So for IV in pairs, script. So we want to look through that folder and delete everything inside before we add something new inside. Otherwise, we will mix the units from the last summon with the units from our current summon, and we do not want to do that. So that's why we do that. And also, let's put this thing inside of a while loop, which goes on for forever, because that's going to keep our summon alive, I'd say. And oh, not 60, so not every minute, but every hour, means 3,600 seconds. Okay, so let's see if this has worked. Oh, because we had to put this at the end. Okay, there we go. And let's remove this one, because I've got a better idea for that. So let me declare this one as summon units picker. So that's actually it with this one. We can leave this alone. Now let's move on to the client, okay? And we want to first of all declare this variable, which refers to the remote event. And now the next thing we want to do is I'm sorry, but I'm actually not very sure, so it's my first time creating this. And well, so let's just keep that. So let's keep that. But let's also do the following. So if script parent units display get children is 0. So we're basically checking if the amount of children inside of this unit's display is at 1. So I've just changed it because it has an instance which is responsible for our grid layout. But if it has no other instances apart from this one, then it basically is empty and has no towers inside. And if that's the case, then it needs to receive the information regarding the summon units to fill in that summon frame. Okay, and for that we will say remote file server get summon info. That's what happens. And remote on server event connect function value units, and if value equals summon info, then we have the units right here. But I'm gonna I need to do some changes right here. Let's call this summon info and pick t as the second argument. Where is the next thing? So we want to add another task right here. So if value is to, what was it again? Get summon info, then we want to give out the summon info, and we do that by creating this table again, local pick t, and this time we will let's actually have this table outside. Let's have it right here, and every time so we'll just set this to empty. Then we actually do not have to create another table. We can just basically fire client back. So fire client player summon info pick t. And that's good. Let's console can only be used. Oh my god. Yeah, on client event, of course. Forgot about that. Okay, so we are receiving 2 things right now. And that is because we did not fill anything in yet. And well, I'm gonna split this up in 2 parts. So that's it with the first part, guys. And in the second part, we will hopefully finish this thing and add those towers as icons and their rarities inside, and make that summon buttons, or make those summon buttons which allow you to summon and which create that animation where the towers walk out of this white path and come inside of your inventory. So that's it with this video. I hope that you have enjoyed it, and please like, subscribe, and if you subscribe, turn on the notification bell, share this video to all of your friends, and leave me feedback in the comment section, guys. And yeah, take care, see you in the next video, and there's a link to this place in the description, guys. Do not forget to check it out. Take care and see you.